4, 3, 2, woo!
You guys, I signed up for the 5K race literally a week before this event took place. I signed up for the Tamarack Ottawa Run Race weekend. It was their 50th year doing it, their 50th anniversary. And let me tell you, this race was an emotional roller coaster. And it's funny because I wanted to do a race before I did the half marathon because I wanted to know what it was like. You know, like you got to experience it
from an outside perspective.
Yeah. And also, you know, you experienced it with me. You were my emotional
experienced
support.
The lead up to it is what I experienced. And the emotional, like you said, roller coaster that you were on, I was on as well. Trying to get you to actually go to it and actually not back out.
Well, I paid for it, so I knew I wasn't backing out. Like, once my credit card went through, I knew there was no backing out. Like, I knew this is what we're doing.
Yeah, once you paid for it, you're like, well, I'm not wasting that money now.
Yeah, like, I guess there's no going back. But yeah, like, I had a lot of anxiety, and it's crazy because I ran a 5K before, and I've told you guys I ran 5K.
You've done more than that, like double it.
Yeah, so
more than double.
I don't know why I was so anxious. Like, I had negative thoughts. I thought I was gonna get lost. I thought I wasn't gonna finish. I thought I was never gonna find that finish crossing line, and I thought I was never gonna make it to the start.
You thought you were gonna get trampled on.
Yeah.
You thought people were gonna be way better than you. There was so many things, so many negative thoughts that ran through your head as to why you should just not go.
But the thing is, they weren't even thoughts; they were scenarios, which is one of the most craziest things.
Okay.
Like, the scenarios of me starting and all of a sudden everyone was taking off and then I fell and everyone was trapped. Like, I imagined all these things happening. It wasn't just a thought. Like, the scenarios were there and it felt so real. And I was saying, I even told Chris, what if I'm too short to run a marathon? Like, all these people are going to be like 6 feet tall and athletes. And
none of these things were true. Not a single one. But anyway, leading up to it, so we had to finally get your bib, right? The number that you put on your shirt, right?
Yep.
So the race was actually on a Saturday. They opened up the place where you go get your bib. They opened it up on a Friday. Now, we worked on the Friday, so, you know, we went after work, and they closed at 8, so we came home, we ate something, like, super quick, and then we left. And we got there, I think it was like close to 7 o'clock.
Yeah.
Let me tell you, once we started getting closer, I was like, why is it so busy? There's so many cars here. It's never like this. We've been in this area before. Turns out, we finally got in, and there was like people directing traffic. There was security. There was a whole bunch of stuff happening.
Yep.
And we're like, oh my Lord, are we ever going to get actually in this place? So we stopped and we talked to this young kid that was working. And he's like, yeah, honestly, the lineup is so long. It goes like around here. It zigzags. It does all this stuff. And yeah, it's not even worth it to pull off and actually get out your car tonight.
Yeah.
Just come back in the morning.
And I thought I was never going to get my bib. I was like, oh my gosh, Chris, they said if I don't get my bib, I can't run the race. I'm not going to get my bib. I did not sleep very well.
So there goes more fear, right? More reasons why, you know, the race isn't a good idea and you should just back out now.
Yep.
But yeah, anyway, we asked him, we're like, okay, what time you guys open? He's like, well, I mean, we start our shift at 7 a.m., but check online to see what time what time we open.
They opened at 8.
Yeah. So obviously we didn't get there at 8. Right at opening because of how many people were there the night before.
Yep.
We're like, let's go a little bit early. So we got there. I think we showed up like just like 10 after 7. There was already people there.
Yeah, we were probably like the 40th or the 50th person in line.
Yep.
Yeah. But
it wasn't that bad.
No, it wasn't that bad. We went in and they had like a fitness expo. So there you can see like the different watches that they had. They had sunglasses. They had like fitness gear. They had a whole bunch of things there. And they also had like different marathons and different races that they were promoting. Like they had a race they're having a race in Barbados. It's called Run Barbados. So if you're interested in running a marathon in Barbados, check that out. We'll actually leave a link if we can find it in the description below.
Yeah, but this was like an all expenses paid for one person.
Mm-hmm.
So you can bring whoever you want. That's what they said. Like,
Yeah.
it doesn't matter. You can bring whoever you want, but they got to pay for their way,
Mm-hmm.
right? But all expenses for one person, which
Yep.
would be really cool. You know, that's
And then you get to run a marathon in Barbados.
Yeah,
How cool would that be?
it would be very cool.
Yeah, so the race started at 4. We're going back to the race now. We got off topic a little bit. So the race started at 4, so we went home and we took a nap. Let me tell you, I did not sleep very well for that nap.
Yeah, you did sleep, but it was only for like an hour we took a nap for, I think.
Yeah, like, okay, let's go home. We're going to eat something. We'll take a nap, and then we'll leave for the race. So we left pretty early because we didn't want to get lost there, and we also want to find good parking because
Yep.
when I was talking to other people that were there, like with the workers, they were saying, oh, there might not be good parking, so you might want to take the bus, you might want to take the train, anything that will get you there. So there goes my anxiety now. It has increased a notch because I'm like, Curtis, we're never going to find parking. I'm going to miss this. We're going to be parking like 5-10 blocks away. I'm never gonna make it to the race on time. Can't find my starting point. Don't know where that is.
Yeah.
And yeah, good thing I had this guy with me to calm me down. He even had a sign that said here to cheer.
I'm
Amelia.
here to cheer. Yeah, so when we finally got there, I held the sign up. We took a couple pictures and stuff like that.
Yeah.
But yeah, like we did have to park a little ways away. We had to walk a fair distance just to get there. But there was people everywhere. Like, you could see the people that were like that parked far away, and we just kind of followed
the crowd, followed walking. And honestly, I don't know why I was so nervous. There were so many people that were working the event. So I just asked them, okay, where's the starting line? And they pointed towards this starting line. And then I noticed that there was colors. And I said, oh yeah, I remember reading something about I had to line up to my color.
Yep.
You guys, when I tell you, this is probably like an hour now before my turn to start the race.
Yeah.
And I was panicking. So what was it called? The
corals.
Yeah, the coral time. So when you originally signed up, right, it asked you what is your estimated finish time to finish the 5K. So if you were blue, you were finishing it under, I think it was 20 minutes.
Yep.
And then if you were orange,
It was like under 24 minutes or...
it was 24 to 27. And
Yeah.
if you were yellow, you finished it between 28 and 30. Then if you were green, you finished it between 31. And I think it was like 34 minutes. So in my head, I was like, yeah, all the times that I did finish, I estimated finish between 31 minutes.
Yeah.
That's the time. So then when I got my bib was orange. And I was like, oh, I didn't think anything of it. Because I was like, oh, okay, this is my finish time. Because it actually didn't say the color that I can remember signing up with. It didn't say you're going to belong to this color. It just said the estimated finish time. And I knew what time I would finish. So I'm pretty sure I kept telling you, oh, I know my estimated finish time is 31 minutes roughly. And that's all I kept going in my head. But then when I actually Googled it, like I was looking online, reading more about the race, it said orange.
We got there, and you can see, we finally got to like where the starting point was, and you could see the different colors.
Yeah.
So you have blue, you have orange, yellow, and then green way at the back. Well, your bib was orange.
Yes. And I panicked. I was like, Curtis, I can't finish this race between 24 and 27 minutes. I'm not that fast enough. Why is my bib orange? I said between 31. I was supposed to finish at 31. And there were so many people that was with orange. Like I saw little kids with orange. I saw, older adults with orange. I'm like, hey, maybe if they can do the race in orange, maybe I can finish in orange.
But it actually, we found out it actually had nothing to do with the actual bib color itself. On the far left side of it, it had like another section that showed what color that person actually was. So I guess, I don't know why they did it that way, but anyway, that was another thing that now spiked her anxiety again, because hers didn't say a color.
Yeah, it just said choose a color. And I looked at you like, Curtis, what the hell does that mean?
Like, yeah, now, like, looking back, yes, it means choose a color.
Yeah.
Like, I get it. But in the moment, we're like, I don't understand. Like, did you not choose one? And now you can't run the race because you you didn't choose a color.
Yeah.
So like all these things were like playing in our heads. Like
I'm like, am I gonna be with the at top the elite athletes running against these people? Like, Curtis, help me! I can't do it. I was panicking.
we asked a bunch of people around.
Yeah.
Everyone's like, I don't know. This is our first time racing. I have no idea.
Yeah, and then we finally found a worker, and I was like, "Hey, mine says choose a color, but I noticed everyone else." This is how I was talking, literally. I was like, "I noticed that some people have colors, and I don't have a color. Mine says choose a color. What do I do?" And the guy just looked at me like, "Just choose one of the colors." I was like, "Oh, okay."
Yep. But then she's like, okay, well, I'm not going to do orange. I'm going to do yellow. So then she jumps over to yellow, and then we get there, and she's starting to look around. Everyone's starting to line up, and then you see a bunch of people that are intense, and you see them stretching, doing all these different like practice runs, like
Yeah.
sprints and things like this.
These were the elite athletes, you guys. Like, I'm telling you, even though I've ran this before, I was like, did I, am I overestimating what I can do, Curtis? Like, should I be stretching? And literally, I started stretching because I saw all these intense athletes stretching.
Yep.
And I'm like, should I be running? What should I do? Because I saw these elite athletes jogging. I'm like, should I be saving my energy or should I be practicing? Should I warm up? Because I warmed up with my Peloton with the stretching before I left the house. But I was like, maybe I should start stretching. And I started doing these things because I saw all these other intense athletes doing it.
The funny thing is, though, there was so many people there that were not like this.
Yeah.
Like, there was actually just, like, normal people. Like, they didn't look like they were super fit. Like, you could tell it was just their first time. But you, yourself, you were focusing on these people that you know, they've been doing this for years.
Yeah.
Like, you could tell they've been doing this for years. And this is definitely not their first time. But that was all you could see.
Yeah.
You were only focused on them instead of all the other people. That was probably like 75% of the people that were just your average person that was just there to have fun, you know, just for a life experience.
Yeah.
And that's it.
Well, when I finally chose green, and I chose green because that was the time I knew I would finish at.
Yeah.
And I was just praying. Like when it was time to line up and you had to leave me to go to the side, I just said a prayer. I was like, hey God, I need you to get me through this. I need you to show me that I can do it. Give me the ability, the strength, the endurance that I can get through this. And send me a friend that can calm me down. I kid you not, the power of a prayer, you guys. Like I just saw this girl next to me and I just turned to her. I said, is this your first race? And she said, yeah, I'm really excited. And she was just talking to me and all my nerves just went away. The power of a prayer, let me tell you. Like she made me laugh. We were talking about Bridgerton, about Netflix. And honestly, I needed that. I needed someone that was going to calm me down and run next to me at that time of the race.
Yeah, like just to take off, right? After that, you're in it.
Yeah,
right.
Put my headphones on and it's go time.
Yeah,
and I needed her, and that's what I mean. Like I just prayed, like send me someone to help me. Curtis is laughing. He's tired of hearing my cries. I need someone else. Yeah. And there she was. She was super nice. She said she joined a running club. Let me know if you're a runner and you joined a running club before. What do you think about it? She invited me to join her running club after. And she was like, yeah, you should join this running club. We run every morning around, I think she said 6 a.m. It was just it was nice to talk to her and she calmed me down. But it was the weirdest thing on how they actually started the race. Like our race started at 4, but my time actually didn't start until like 4:30. Yeah. It was the weirdest thing. Like the blue athletes, they started first.
Yeah, they let them off. So they did their countdown from 10, 9, whatever. They let them go. And then now the next color, which was orange, they're like, all right, orange, now your turn to start moving closer to the start line. Yeah. And then it was like 5 minutes before they even took off from that line after the blue had already went. And then they did the yellow and then they did the green.
Yeah.
So it took a while for everybody. Like, honestly, the blue people probably already finished.
Oh, no, they did.
Before you even left.
Yeah.
Because there was one guy, by the time, you know, she was done racing. We seen the numbers because there was an app. One guy finished in like 15 minutes.
Yeah, that's insane.
15 minutes. But anyway, yeah, I knew where she finally was when she was about to take off. I knew it was the last group to go.
So excited.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1. They're gone. Woo! What a crowd!
In total, for the 5K race alone, how many people were there? Like 8,000 people?
Yeah, there was 8,498.
Yeah, that's crazy. For the entire event, I think they said there was over 40,000 people. Like there was different races. They had the 2K, 3K, 5K, half marathon.
They also had the full marathon, but those
yeah.
half marathon and full marathon was on the Sunday.
Yeah.
We ran on the Saturday.
Yeah.
But anyways, because like you said, I started moving towards the back, and I'm actually very happy I did that, because if I had started in the front, I would have taken off and I would have been tired. I would have burned all that energy right at the start of the race. And I was watching some YouTube videos about, how to train, what to do on race day. And one of their main thing was do not take off too fast.
Yeah.
And I was afraid that if I ran with the faster people, that's what I was going to do. I was going to try my hardest to keep up with them. I could have finished that better time, but I was happy that the fact that I started more in the middle.
Yep.
And the people that were walking the race or that were running, I allowed them to, I allowed myself to run at a slower pace.
Yeah.
And then once I was running at a slower pace and I saw, the first kilometer, I was like, I can run faster than this.
Yeah, and that was like kind of a plan that we had before the race.
Yeah.
Because we both have this app on our phone that basically tells you every kilometer what your average pace is. So we knew from practicing just around like just normally what the average pace that we normally run at, and if we wanted to beat our best time, or you wanted to beat your best time, what pace you had to kind of run at.
Yeah.
So the plan was,
because we thought that I was an orange and you had to finish between 24 and 27 minutes. And I was panicking, and Curtis was giving me like, those mean, tough trainers, like, this is the pace you had to run at. You gotta finish at this time. You have to pace it at this rate. And if you're running slow, you better pick up the pace. Like, he was being very mean to me, you guys. Like, he was making me cry.
I was not being mean
Yes,
by
you were.
any means. I was not being mean. But the plan, basically, I was saying, just take the first kilometer, just run at a steady pace. Don't try to overdo it. Just take it slow for that first kilometer, and then listen to your app. If your app tells you you're running above 6 minutes, you need to pick it up. If you're running below 6 minutes per kilometer, maybe slow it down just a little bit. That way you kind of pace yourself and you don't burn yourself out.
Yeah.
So we knew it was around that 6 minute per kilometer mark is where we needed to, or where you needed to be.
Yeah.
So that's what you did.
I did. So when I ran the first kilometer, I heard 6 minutes and some change. And I was like, I can run faster than this. I have a lot of energy. So then I kind of like started picking it up, and I concentrated on the person that was in front of me. So I remember this girl in pink. She was in front of me. And I said, I'm going to concentrate on her so I don't get lost. And if she gets lost, I get lost, but at least we're going to be together.
We get lost together. It's all good.
So I started following her, and I wanted to keep up with her. But then once I passed her now, the 2 kilometers, I was like, okay, I need someone else to concentrate on that was further ahead of me. So then I started concentrating on them. And then as I noticed that I was creeping up on them, like with my speed, I was like, okay, I can be faster than this. So then I passed them, and then I saw somebody else, and I was like, I need to concentrate on her. And then I started doing that, and next thing you know, I saw 4 kilometers. I was like, okay, now it's go time. Because I remember when I was watching all those YouTube videos, they said your last kilometer, you have to give it your all. Don't half-ass the last kilometer. Finish it strong.
Yeah, sprint it.
Yeah, so that's what I did. I just started increasing my pace. And I was like, hey, Millie, we got to maintain this pace. And it's funny because as I was running faster, I started looking around, and that's when I started getting distracted. People were handing out water. People want you to slap their hand. And I noticed people were walking. And then my body was like, should I walk? Is it okay? It's okay to walk now, Amelia. People are walking. It's okay. You can
Even
walk
though
too.
the race isn't done.
Yeah. I was like, you can walk. And then I just went like, no, Amelia, we're finishing this race. And then I just started taking off and started running a lot faster. And then I finally saw the finish line, which was one of my fears. I said I was not going to find the finish line. Saw the finish line and I sprinted towards the end.
Yeah.
And then I finished it.
Yep.
And Curtis is waiting for me to say my stats so he can shove it in my face. So I finished in 27 minutes and 38 seconds.
Mm-hmm. So almost like 4 minutes faster than what her current average was, or like current best time was.
Mm.
Almost 4 minutes faster.
Yeah. So I could have ran in the orange. I could have.
But she let her fears kind of overpower slightly, but not enough to actually just completely back out, which that I'm proud of.
Thank you.
Yeah.
But I'm glad
But
I did the 5K.
it was the first time, first experience, just to see what running a race was really all about, right? Like how to kind of plan for it, how to prepare for the day of, like just the whole experience altogether, which was something that you've always wanted to do.
Yeah.
Like, because your parents have done races in the past. So I know like that was one thing that you said you've always really wanted to do.
Yeah.
Right. And now you've got to experience it, and there'll be more to come, right?
Yep. So welcome back to this Thing of Ours podcast,
Where we talk about all of life's highs and lows.
and everything in between. How you guys doing? What is good? It's been about 3 weeks since we've talking to you guys.
Yeah, we meant to have one up last weekend, but we forgot. Well,
No, we didn't forget. I wasn't here.
Oh, yes.
Yeah.
Oh, yes. We couldn't record one because Amelia was scratching another thing off her bucket list while I worked. But anyway,
Yes.
what'd you do?
My work took me to Niagara Falls. So clap on the back. Yay, we did it. I always wanted to go to the falls. I mentioned that multiple times on the podcast if you are a frequent listener. So we went to Niagara Falls and Niagara on the lake. It's actually two different things, I believe.
Well, sort of, but
Yeah. So like we went to a work conference. That's what we originally went for. And then we went to go see the falls. We did journey behind the falls. Then we walked Clifton Hill, which is like a street.
literally it's on a hill. Like you have to walk down.
It's a
the hill.
workout too.
Yup, trust me.
But it was beautiful. Like the falls at night. They also had fireworks that was there on the falls. It was such a beautiful experience. Like just seeing the falls was so beautiful.
Yeah.
And there were so many tourist people that was there. Yeah, they're gorgeous. I wonder if they do this type of thing every night.
No, that's too expensive. It's very costly for government.
The food was amazing. Oh my gosh. The food was just to die for. Like, there were so many gluten-free and vegan options, and I tried these vegan burgers, and they were so good. I wanted seconds, but I couldn't have seconds. The conference was amazing. There was really good speakers that were there. It was just a good trip overall. And I'm just really grateful that, you know, my work invited me to go.
And that you actually ended up going.
Yes. I was a little hesitant at first and go. I'm not going to lie. I was like, oh, I don't know if I want to go. Because when I thought about going to Niagara Falls, I always thought I was going to go with you for the first time. Like, you know what I mean? Like, I wanted to experience it with you.
Yep.
Yeah.
Which I understand. But at the same time, leading up to it, when they first asked you, you're like, oh, yeah, I want to go, but I don't know if I'm going to go. You know, I don't really want to go necessarily with my work. I want to go and just kind of do my own thing. I don't know if the conference is going to be like, you started making all these different excuses as to why you didn't need to go this time and you would go another time.
Yeah, like I said, I was thinking about it.
Yeah.
But I was like, oh, how do I say I don't know if I want to go? Like, there were so many things that was running through my mind.
But at the end of the day, I was like, bro, you literally asked for this. For years, you've asked for a trip to Niagara Falls. Why are you not going?
Yeah, I didn't ask my work to go. It was like I asked like the universe. I asked God, like, you know, I really wanted to go. Like, there were so many times that we planned it. Like, we planned the hotel. It would rain, so we're like, let's not go that weekend.
I actually planned a trip back a few years back. Like, I had everything planned, which you discovered in my computer, searching through my computer. But anyway, then, you know, the whole thing, everything shut down.
Yeah.
So we couldn't go. It is what it is. So that was one time that ruined our plans.
Yeah.
But like, you've been asking for this.
Yeah.
And now you had the opportunity to go. All expenses paid. And you almost backed out of it.
Well, you see, it was because it didn't present itself how I wanted it to. Like, I always thought, like I said, I was going to go with you.
Yep.
So when the opportunity came around, I was like, well, I always dreamt of going Niagara Falls with you to do all these things with, to see the falls, take lots of photos together. So let's be honest. If an opportunity came your way and it was presented to you, whatever, offered to you, but it wasn't the exact way you wanted it.
You envisioned it or imagined it.
Would you still take the opportunity? Would you still seize the moment? Let's be honest. For me, I was going to say no. Like, I for some reason was going to say no.
Yeah, you were going to literally miss out on your opportunity to do exactly what you asked to do. You asked the universe, you asked God for this to happen, but because it wasn't the way when you thought about how it was going to happen, you almost backed out of it for only that reason.
Yeah. And then I said, you know what, Curtis, you're right.
Yep.
I'll go.
Yeah. I literally told her, I was like, you've literally been asking to go. Why are you not going?
I know. And at the end of the day, I even told my bosses, I was like, I'm so happy and I'm so grateful that I went. I had so much fun. The food was amazing. The conference was amazing. You guys were amazing. Like, I had such a good time. And I said to them, like, I can finally scratch this off my bucket list. You know, and I'm curious to know now, how many people have bucket lists? And I'm not, like, there's a difference between goals and bucket lists. Like, we had to Google this because I was like, Curtis, I can scratch this off my bucket list. And then I started thinking, like, well, how many things are goals and how many things are bucket lists? Well, what are on people's bucket list? So we started Googling it.
A bucket list is a hypothetical list of what one would like to do before they meet their maker. A goal list is a physical list of what one aspires to achieve with a career objective.
The main difference between a goal and a bucket list is their scope and time frame. So goals are specific, measurable objectives that you work towards achieving within a defined time frame. They are often focused on short-term outcomes and are designed to be achieved within a set period. Now, for bucket lists, on the other hand, They encompass a broader range of dreams, desires, and experiences that you wish to fulfill over a lifetime. They are not bound by time constraints and can include long-term aspirations,
Yeah.
travel adventures, personal achievements, and meaningful encounters. So they are very different. When you read the actual definition, they are
Yeah.
very different.
So my question is, do you guys have goals, bucket lists, or both?
Yeah.
Or are you thinking about maybe creating a bucket list? What else do you have on your bucket list? Do you have a bucket list, actually?
Honestly, I don't think I do. Like, I haven't really sat down and thought about too much over the past few years. Like, I think I used to have goals. Like, when I decided to completely like change my path in life, where I was working all just like labor jobs, and I was like, I'm so tired of this. My goal was go back to school, right? So I went back to school, went to college, went to university. I finished that, and that was my goal, right? Once I achieved that goal, I finished, and I was like, okay, now what, right? And then I started looking at different careers with what I took for schooling, and I was like, okay, now I have a degree, but all these jobs that sound like I would like to do now are asking for the degree and experience. I'm like, I don't got the experience.
Yeah.
So I think, I kind of settled for a job that is okay. I don't mind it. Some days are better than others. But over time, I've kind of just fallen into the everyday of not really, it's just life is so busy now that I just go to work, I come home, and I don't really think about my goals or my aspirations, and
Creating like a bucket list.
I haven't created a bucket list or really and truly new goals for a while, to be honest.
But the thing is, with a bucket list, like going to Niagara, I never actually thought I was going to go. It was something that we've tried multiple times to go. And I was like, this is just something I'm going to say. I want to go. And basically, it's all going to be all talk and never end up going. But so that's just what I thought a bucket list is.
Something that you want to do but never end up doing.
Yeah. Before before Google's response was before you die, right? Like people have dreams of going bungee jumping, right?
Yep.
It's not like, for example, if Curtis asked me to go bungee jumping, I'd be like, you see, yes, it's on my bucket list. But would I actually go bungee jumping? I don't know.
Yeah, I think a lot of times a bucket list, people put things there that they're like, yes, this would be cool to do. But when the time comes, I don't know if I'm actually serious about doing it.
Yeah. If you ever skydived or went bungee jumping, I need to know how it went for you.
Obviously, like anybody is like, yeah, that'd be super cool to do, but I ain't never doing that because that is scary.
Yeah.
And I'm not about to jump out no plane and put my life in the hands of some little backpack on my back. No.
So you know who's not gonna go skydiving with me or bungee jumping?
I would actually love to, but man, would I be scared.
Yeah.
I would be very scared. Like I've done random things. I've never done bungee jumping necessarily, but when we went to Canada's Wonderland,
Oh yeah.
we did like the extreme sky flyer, where this kind of like bungee jumping,
Just like a little
but
elastic
you
holding on
jump
to.
and you free fall for a bit. Or
You don't jump.
You
They
don't
let you
jump.
go.
They bring you up
Yeah.
and then they like
It's like a slingshot.
They release the thing. Yeah,
Do we still have a video of it?
I don't know.
We're
We
gonna have to
might.
check our old YouTube channel.
Alright, so we're about to do this extreme sky flyer. What it does, we sit in, it's like a bungee jump kind of thing, and it just swings you. So we come all the way back here. Go up.
But yeah, you free fall for a little bit, but then it catches you and you swing.
Mm-hmm. And you're like really close to the ground. So you guys can imagine me screaming, right? Like,
Yeah.
but it was such a thrill. And that's what I mean by fulfillment when I finished that 5K race. Like, I just had a thrill. I was like, I can do anything. I can do anything.
Yeah.
Yeah, like that's what it feels like when you do something on your bucket list and you achieve it, no matter how small it was or how big it was. It's just like your next thing. You're like, I can do anything. I'm untouchable.
And I think that's the main difference between the bucket list and the goal is like the bucket list is almost like a sense of fulfillment in life. Like it's more of experience rather than achievement.
Yeah.
In a sense of like, I don't know. They are, I guess, somewhat similar, but I feel like bucket list stuff is more about experiencing life.
Yeah,
I think
that's how I see a bucket list.
Yeah, that is the main difference.
Whereas goals is more like I want to be debt free in 2 years, and then you're saving up to be debt free, and then I want to graduate college. Like some people are saying that's a bucket list idea too, because I was reading like different bucket list ideas to add on to my bucket list. And that was one of them, to finish off college. But for me, I feel like that's more of a goal, because then that's going to lead you to a different goal.
Yeah.
Like, you know what I mean? But I think it just depends on your person. Everybody's bucket list is going to look different.
Yeah. But at the end of the day, I think it is a good thing to have, because going back to like the past few years, how I've kind of felt without doing it, without having anything to really achieve or to really experience, like to work towards doing, because we've done things, but it's been kind of just random and out of the blue.
Yeah.
I haven't created a list of things that like really drive me and something that I'm looking forward to. They've just been random over the past little bit.
Yeah.
But I think it's important because now, like I said, you can now have something to work towards, and majority of your days, you got to go to work. You know, it's going to be mundane. It's going to be whatever, and you got to get through it. You got to pay bills, all this stuff, but you have something to look forward to. You created this list. You're like, next year, I'm going to do this.
Yeah.
Right? I'm going to save up for this. And it gives you a reason to save, to do certain things, right? Without that, you kind of just go through life and it's just nothing. It's just boring everyday work and come home, eat, sleep, do it all over again. You have nothing to look forward to, right? So I think that's like why it's actually really important to have that.
No,
so we are going to be working on our own bucket list.
Yeah.
We haven't just yet.
If you're curious to know any ideas for a bucket list or how to start one, we'll ask Google right now. Hey, Google, give us 10 ideas on how to start a bucket list.
Here's what I found.
So here are 13 ideas on what to add to a bucket list. If you're interested in any of these things, go ahead and write them down. Let us know. So we have parachuting, which we talked about, running a 5K, go zip lining, take a road trip, attend a festival, experience the Northern Lights, get married, kayak, ride in a hot air balloon, swim with the dolphins, go to a safari. I feel like there's a lot of common ones that I feel like a lot of people do, like visit another country, hike a new trail, ride a horse, which is something I really want to do, is go hike horseback riding. It seems fun. But yeah, like those are just like little ideas if you're interested in, you know, what ideas to add to a bucket list or how to start one. So yeah.
But speaking of bucket list, have you ever actually watched the movie The Bucket List?
No, I haven't.
No?
Is it sad?
There are sad parts. It is a comedy, though. It is technically a comedy movie, which I think, who was in it?
Morgan Freeman. That's all I
Morgan
remember.
Freeman and Jack Nicholson.
Mm.
They are the two main actors in it. But yes, it was actually a very good movie. So basically, what happens is,
If you haven't seen the movie, you might want to skip this part because he's about to tell you what happened.
no, I'm not going to tell you the
Oh.
whole story.
Well, you can tell me because I'm probably not going to
All
watch
I'm
it.
going to
It's sad.
say is Jack Nicholson ends up finding out that he was sick. He's super rich guy. He's owned businesses, all this stuff. But he just found out that his life's going to be cut short. So then he meets Morgan Freeman, and basically they discuss this whole bucket list, and then they go on their journey to do some things that they put down on their bucket list. And that's the movie.
See, I feel like bucket list is geared towards, or they try to gear it towards older people.
Yeah.
It's like, oh, now that you're at this age, you got to do this before you die.
Yeah, and that's basically what Google said, but I don't think that's it.
Yeah.
I think it's important to do it young and
Or
create.
old.
Yeah,
whenever.
well, yeah, okay. It doesn't matter.
Throughout your life.
any
Is
time.
the right time.
But
yeah.
like, you just from today write down what you want to achieve and what you want to do, random things that you want to experience in life.
Mhm. What do you want to
and-
experience?
Yeah.
That is what I think we need to write down.
Yeah,
What do we want to experience?
and then just work your way towards doing them.
Mm-hmm.
And then by the time, you do get older, you're like, I lived a good life.
Yeah.
I did what I wanted to do. I got to experience so many different things.
Mm-hmm.
And I think that's really what life is. That's what life's all about, Charlie Brown. Right? But no, for real though. It's true. That is literally, I think, the purpose of life is just to experience it.
Mhm.
It's not accumulating things. It's not doing, getting the top grades in your class. It's not about those things.
Well, some people have that as their goal.
That is a goal,
Mm.
but that is not a bucket list. Your bucket list is experiences.
Well, that's what they're experiencing. They're experiencing of being the best
Okay,
in
I
their
guess so.
class.
I guess so.
Everyone's bucket list is going to look different.
That is true. Okay.
And that's okay. That is totally okay. If your goals are the same thing as your bucket list, or your bucket list is just all of experience, you want to see an elephant in real life, you want to go to Thailand, or you want to get a passport, it doesn't matter. I feel like everybody is going to have a different lane, and everybody
Yeah.
is going to experience everything differently,
Yeah.
right?
No, you're right. You're right. Don't let me tell you any different. That is just the way I personally see it, I guess.
Yeah. Mhm.
But yeah, I guess the main thing is just to have something to look forward to. And I guess they don't necessarily have to be big things either, like small experiences, like when random things happen in your city, right? Like just the other weekend, it was a long weekend, and here they had Poutine Fest and they had Rib Fest, and they had it together on the same weekend in the same spot. And we weren't gonna go. It was there Friday, Saturday, Sunday. We chose to go finally on the Monday. We're like,
Yeah.
you know what? We don't got nothing to do. Let's just go. Let's just check it out just to see what it's all about. And I think doing those little things is actually important too. Just to get just small experiences. Just get out and do stuff.
Yeah, you tried your first jerk chicken poutine. How
I
was
sure
it?
did. It was delicious.
Yeah.
Absolutely delicious.
Do you remember the name of the?
Yeah, it was
The
called
food truck?
Tropical. Tropical with a K.
Mhm.
And I did look them up. They're more downtown Ottawa.
Okay.
I think they only have one location. I'm not 100% sure. That was the one I saw though when I looked them up. But they had they had little food trucks, right? That's what was set up at the Rib Fest. So yeah, I tried a jerk chicken. And to be honest, I didn't know when I walked up that they were actually going to put chicken in it, because it just said on the sign, jerk poutine. So I was like, okay, maybe they're just going to, instead of having gravy in it, they're just going to use like heated up jerk sauce.
Okay.
That's what I thought. But he's like, no, it's jerk chicken, like the sauce and then chicken with your fries and your cheese curds.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah,
Yeah, you loved it.
it was delicious.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I'd be down to like just take a trip downtown and get another one.
So, yeah, that's kind of like what we've been up to. I have my little medal, which just adds to the fulfillment here. My little Tamarack 50th anniversary medal of completing the 5K. It says 5K on the back. I'm not too sure if you can see that, but yeah,
And
having
that's
this medal, it means a lot.
It's your first medal, eh?
First medal. I've never done anything, you guys. Like, I've never done any competitions for dancing, even though I did dancing when I was younger. I didn't do any sports. So this is my very first medal, and it just means a lot to me. It does, because like I've seen and I've had friends and my sisters, they did track, and my sister used to have tons of medals, and I never had anything.
No,
And
and that's another thing that you can scratch off your bucket list.
yeah, is receiving my first medal.
Yeah.
But yeah, I'm curious to know, like I said before, if you're given the opportunity but it doesn't present itself in the way that you always want to present it, do you take it or do you leave it? Let's be honest. Because for me, like I said, I was going to leave it because not what I envisioned.
Yep.
And I was going to lose out on that opportunity.
You were.
So don't be like me. If it's something you always wanted to happen, you got to go for it.
Yeah.
You got to take it.
Because at the end of the day, you won't regret that experience.
Yeah.
You won't. Yeah, you'll have many reasons why it's not the way you wanted it, or
How it didn't go as you wanted
Yeah.
it to go.
yeah. But you're going to come up with a whole bunch of excuses why it's not the way you planned for it to happen. But the fact that you have the opportunity, you just got to take it.
Yeah, it's like that saying, remember what you prayed for. So everything you prayed for, like the house, a car, I'm talking about like random things here. And when you finally receive it, just remember that you prayed for those things and appreciate those things.
Yep. Yeah, like you can still inspire to get more and do more, but don't discount what you've achieved or what you've set out to do. Don't discount it.
Okay, so let us know what is just one thing on your bucket list. It could be something crazy, like I want to go bungee jumping. Okay, it could be all talk, like, oh, I thought about going bungee jumping, but if someone asked me to go, I'm actually gonna say no. So it doesn't really matter. It's just something that you thought was really cool, or something that you will do one day that you hope to do. It could be simple, like, well, not really simple, but this is a big thing, but like, own a house, start a family. Like, those are actually some things on people's bucket list when I Googled it that I saw. So it could be something like that. It could be something small, like, I want to donate, let's say $1,000 one day to a charity or something. It could be something like that. But let us know in the comment section below what you think, and also answer to that question about the opportunity. Would you seize the moment and
For
take
that one thing that you say is on your bucket list,
it?
if you got the opportunity, would you seize the moment?
Yeah.
Or would you let it slip?
Okay, Eminem. It's funny. So when I was like the night before the race, me and Curtis were going through Spotify and we're creating the playlist, and that was actually one of the songs that came on right when I needed it to come on. Like, when I started getting distracted, that song came on by Eminem, and I was like, all right, let's do this. And then Cardi B had to come on, and she helped me get through the race.
Yeah.
So shout out to Cardi B for helping me finish the 5K race.
Yeah.
Because that adrenaline started kicking in once her music started playing.
Yeah. But no, for real. Would, like, that one thing that you're going to write in the comments that you want to achieve, that you want to do, that is on your bucket list, would you actually seize the moment if you were given the opportunity to do it?
Yeah.
Do you truly believe you would actually take the opportunity, even if it doesn't present itself in the way that you envision it right now?
All right. So that is today's topic, I guess, is the bucket list. If you like this conversation, hit the thumbs up, subscribe to our channel. It does help this channel a lot. You can share this video if you want. It also helps our channel. But yeah, if you like these conversations, let us know in the comment section as well. And let us know how you're liking the podcast so far. We are on our 70th something episode.
70th something.
I lost count after, I think, 70. Once we hit the big 50, I lost count.
It's all good. We got it all on our channel if you want to check it out.
Yep.
1 to 70 something.
But anyways, thank you so much for listening to this podcast, for tuning in on a Sunday. I hope everything's going well with you. Tell us something good with you.
But yeah, anyway.
Yeah, we'll see you in 2 weeks.
We're just rambling now, so we'll see you guys in 2 weeks.
Yeah.
Have a good night, good week, and we'll see you next time.
Yeah. Peace. Yes, it was.